One of the most iconic tracks in the world must be Phillip Island in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm delighted that we're joined by Craig, who's the assistant clerk of the course there. Craig, how's your Isle of Man experience been so far?
The Isle of Man is just always the epitome of motorcycle racing. If you're a motorcycle enthusiast, you've got to come to the TT at least once in your life. Problem is, once you've been once, I don't know anyone that hasn't wanted to come back again. This is my 5th trip back here in 10 years, and I plan on coming back again, and probably again and again.
What is it that makes the Isle of Man so special for you?
The circuit is so different to proper circuit racing. So real road racing like this is just a totally different concept. The whole atmosphere of the island is just amazing. It's full of people all with the same passion. It's not just the racing, it's the whole event. It's just the whole thing. It's just a fantastic place to be. You can bump into people you've never seen before. You end up becoming lifelong friends with them because we all have the same passion.
Are there any parallels at all between the Isle of Man and what you do in Australia at Phillip Island, for example?
Well, there's certainly a parallel between Phillip Island and here in the weathers. Shall we say, quite changeable at Phillip Island, just like it is here. The racing is quite different with the circuits where there's 12 corners, and I know there's 36 flag points. Here, I've asked the clerk of the course, how many flag points do you have? And he says, I don't know, there's a book over there. If you want to count up how many points there are, then you can find out. The racing is racing, but it's just a totally different type of racing, and I love it.
Now, you marshal over in the Isle of Man while you're here. Whereabouts do you marshal?
As many spots as I can. I sort of get a little bit of leeway with Terry and the Marshals Association, and this visit, I was only here for the race week this time. Normally I'm here for both practice week and the race week. This year I marshalled at the Nook, marshalled at Rincullen, and also at Hilbury. Yep.
What are some of your favourite experiences of the Isle of Man? Is it watching some of the racing, or is it outside of the paddock, just exploring the Isle of Man and soaking up the atmosphere? Well,
that's the other thing too, is this place is quite a beautiful island, and it's very picturesque, and there's a lot of history on this place, and so it's interesting, even on a day off from the racing, going out and having a look around, going on one of the trains and having a chug along in the steam train or the electric train. So yeah, I love just soaking in the place. This place sometimes is a bit like going back to the 50s, I think. It's very laid back and relaxed, and so I enjoy that just as much as the racing. And the racing, I decided there's no bad spots on this place to watch the races. They're all good spots. From a spectator perspective, you can spectate in spots that you wouldn't be allowed to anywhere else in the world. You get so close to the bikes. Even as a marshal as well, you just some amazing spots to spectate, and the bikes just blow your mind if you're not prepared for it. So, yeah.
Now, the motorsport community is one big family across the world. Why should people from the Isle of Man travel the other side of the world to Australia to come and watch World Superbikes or MotoGP at Phillip Island? Well,
Phillip Island is also probably one of the most picturesque circuits in the world. So it's right next to the water, as I'm sure you've probably seen on TV. Again, it's like this in that everything's all on one island. It's a much smaller island than this, but so everybody that's there is there for the Grand Prix or the World Supers. So it's very friendly, and it's a long way to go, but it's only 24 hours of sitting on your ass. Once you've done that, then you're there. And Australia's a beautiful place with a lot to see as well, so you can go to the GP and then go and have a look around at a lot of the rest of the place as well. Definitely worth it. I would recommend it.